voice anymore. Am I still online?
We can see your screen and we are syncing. I don't know.
All right, so let me get started there. Okay, so today my name is Edoh Dare, you all know me, and so I'll be talking about copywriting generally today in the digital world. So my topic is navigating copyright and ownership in the modern digital economy. All right, so we all know that we've since the advent of COVID-19 in 2020, a lot of businesses. Yes, I'm with you.
Please go full screen.
Yeah, I'm on full screen. Or can we are all?
You're not on full screen.
From my end, here is full screen. No, I don't know how that works.
Okay, maybe go ahead. Maybe it will sync later.
All right. It's full screen from my end here.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So yes, since 2020, because of COVID-19, everybody's now online. The demand for online content has increased drastically. So a lot of people now find on the social media space or the digital space generally, they find it very, very important. And a lot of businesses are also going online. Now, because of this, a lot of rules are being violated. All right. So I'm talking about some copyright rules. Well, let me start with the international. Sorry, give me a moment. Yeah. Can we see this, what is being displayed on my screen? The international copywriting law. Can we all see it?
No.
We can't see it.
Maybe it will sync.
Okay, I guess it's the network or something.
Mm.
All right, so let me just continue speaking. So the international copyright law is administered by the World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, right? So at the Benin Convention, 179 members came together to decide on a general international copywriting law, right? Now, what do I mean by copywriting and all that? Copywriting is the law that guides the use of materials generally in terms of videos, images, pictures, music, artwork, software, and the likes. So it guides the use of these things by other people. All right. So the Benin Convention came up with the General International Copywriting Law, yes, and this governs 179 member countries. Nigeria is one of the countries, in case you want to know. Now, notwithstanding though, right, copywriting laws still vary across different nations. For example, the second paragraph here on my screen says that according to the US law, a copyright material is still, let me just read it here. Under US law, copyright on any given material stands from the date of creation. That's the date the person created it. Maybe Burna Boy, or no, let me use a foreign musician. Justin Bieber created the song. From the date he created the song until 70 years after he's dead, you don't have a right to just pick up the song and use it for marketing purpose. All right. But in Canada, it's 50 years after his death, not 70 years, right? So you need to understand the copyright law in a particular country you are in. In Nigeria, it is 50 years in Nigeria. It is 50 years. All right, let me move on briefly. All right, so Nigerian copywriting laws, all right, governed by the Copyrights Act, LFN, and executed by the Nigerian Copyright Commission. All right, so these are some of the things that copyright in Nigeria guides against: literary works, or protects literary works, musical works, artistic works, cinematograph, films, sound recordings, and the likes. All right, so the video song is guarded by copyright law. A movie by Ramsey Noah is guarded by a copyright law. An artistic work is guarded by a copyright law. Okay, so action on infringement. So you can be taken to court, right? So I'm sure you're wondering, how does this concern you? So I know a lot of us are probably at home trying to just settle down at the office or trying to get yourself together. So you might not be seeing my screen now, but I think this time is the best time to check my screen out. It's really, really important you know some of these things. If you are planning to own a business, if you are planning to start marketing for people, it's a material online. This presentation is for you. My connection is lost a bit. Can you all hear me? Can you all still see me?
I can hear you.
All right. So please stay.
So Damilare,
Yeah, I'm with you.
please check this your screens. It's like it's paused.
What is the title
The
of the
slideshow
screen?
is paused. It's still on the first one.
This is still on the first screen. It's showing resume
Res-
slideshow.
Resume the
Oh.
slideshow.
Okay. And I've moved to the third screen, I think now.
Resume the slideshow. It's like it's paused. Slideshow is paused.
Oh. Okay. But I'm manually navigating it. It's not so I don't know why it should be paused.
Escape it
All right.
and share again and resume the
Okay.
and give full screen.
Yeah, full screen. All right, what of now? What
Not
of
yet.
now?
Not yet.
Nothing yet.
Okay, I believe it's still trying to show. Out of now.
Not yet.
Wow, this is interesting. I'm coming. Let me end the show. I'm coming. Let me stop sharing us. Share again. Sorry guys about this. I'm not supposed to be like this. Okay. All right, can we see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So let me resume. Let me just go for the slideshow. Now,
No.
can we see the full screen?
I think you started it from the beginning, so we're still on the first slide.
Okay,
if you're
yeah.
navigating.
Have you seen the second one?
No, not yet. Still on the first slide.
No, I think it's sharing the PowerPoint window only, not the presentation.
Okay, yes, you're right. But I'm supposed to share. It's not giving me an option to share my whole screen. Yeah. It's my video clip.
Tap Shift F5.
Okay.
Put on your this now. Tap Shift F5.
I should put on what?
Share your screen and tap Shift F5.
Okay. Okay, so I think nothing is happening yet.
For Shift F5.
Yep. Shift F5. All of now.
Yes, we can see it now.
Yeah, but it's not full screen.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, but if I change it to full screen, but can you see me navigate the slides now?
Yes, yes, you can see navigate.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, but full screen is not showing. So why
Yes.
is that? So if I play probably slideshow from the beginning, then we have a problem. But it's navigating from my own end, so I'm not sure why this is like this.
Okay.
Or should I just continue sharing it this way?
Continue first. Continue.
All right. So I think I stopped somewhere here.
Mm.
Let me just start again. Is somebody sharing after me?
Not really.
Okay. So let me just go through it again so that maybe just cut that earlier part out of it. All right. So yeah. So today we're talking about copywriting, and there's a general copywriting law. I mean, international copywriting law that guides everything you put online or everything anybody has created online, right? So in the Benin Convention, 179 member countries agreed on a general copyright law, right? And this copyright law covers literary works, musical works, artistic works, cinematograph, films, sound recording. So the video's music is covered by copyright law, the Nigerian copyright law. Musical works are covered by the nation's copyright law. Now, in as much as we have an international copyright law here, there are some laws that vary across different countries. For example, US law says that right from the date somebody created a particular musical work or any other work, up until 70 years after the person's death, you cannot just use the work anyhow for your business or whatever, right? But Nigerian law, Canadian law says it's just 50 years. Nigerian law too is also 50 years, right? So whatever country you are, before you take somebody else's material, you need to understand that copyright. Okay, so for Nigeria, we have a copyright federation, that's the Nigerian Copyright Commission, that handles everything that deals with copyright. So why am I discussing this with you in terms of copyright? You might be planning to set up a business and you'll be using digital means to promote it. You might be a digital marketer and you'll be promoting other people's business. This is really important. You might have a software, all right, or create something that will be useful for you or your creative work of art, and you might need to protect it also, all right? So be very careful how you just pick up things online to use. Now, let me just go into some of the details. All right, before I go into the details of it, let's look at the infringement. So somebody can sue you for using their music in your marketing video, right? Or using their image, or even using their music video to market your product. They can sue you, so you can get into trouble by doing this, right? So let me quickly move on to what does this mean in the digital space. First things first, like I said, COVID-19 has brought a whole lot of people on the digital space. Everybody wants to market their product on the digital space. Everybody is on the digital space. So the Nigerian Constitution was amended in terms of copyrights to handle digital operations. So this is how it works, right? If you upload somebody's else, probably, let me just use a very common one. You use Akin's name, right, to promote your business, or you post it on your business page. And for example, or for whatever reason, the owner of maybe Akin himself saw this and really took it personal, is offended, he can report you to the Nigerian Copyright Commission, right? And immediately you'll be notified to pull it down, right? Since you don't have a copyright, you didn't ask for any permission to do that. You'll be asked to pull it down, and within 48 hours, you have to do that. If you don't do that, then you'll be reported to your internet service provider, who will take action. All right. Now you can be charged to court in the long run, but it depends on the person that owns the copyrights for that product or for that creative art. All right, let me quickly move on. What ways can you infringe on copyrighted content? Number one, image. Now, if you notice this, if you pick the image of probably sell clothes, sell female wears, and on Jumia, you just saw that Jumia also is promoting that same kind of dress, or somebody else is promoting that same kind of dress. Then you just download the picture on the website or wherever, e-commerce website, and you upload it on your social media and tell people come and buy. You never know. Probably maybe the person actually took the picture of the dress, him or herself, to post it on his own page. Then you picked it up. If the person sees it on your page, the person can come after you and say, this is my picture. He or she, this person used my picture to promote his business. So you need to be very careful. The second one is music, right? You are promoting Christmas, during Christmas period, and you're selling a particular sneaker and you want to promote it. And just because, guys love music, you picked up the video song, and probably for 10 minutes that you are advertising that sneaker, maybe you even ran ads for it, you were playing the video song in the background, you could get into trouble. You could really, really get into trouble for that. The video's lawyer can actually call you and tell you, pull it down or we'll take you to court. All right, so you need to be very careful about doing these videos, blog content. Maybe you just went to a blog post, copied whatever they did there and pasted it on your own blog post and put it online. They could actually come after you for infringing on their copyright law or their right. A particular software, the person should find out you can get into a lot of trouble. Maybe a particular software is really expensive, maybe $200, and you feel okay, you get maybe an hacker or a programmer that can just bypass their code and you get to use the software. If the person takes it seriously and finds you, you could be charged to court, all right, for that. Let me move on. So what does the social media space say about copyrighted material? Social media guidelines on intellectual properties, IP. Now, intellectual properties are just all the things I've just explained now. What somebody created, video, music, creative art, drawings, pictures, and all that. All right, so for YouTube, if you upload something that is not yours, maybe you saw a video of somebody speaking about whatever, and you uploaded it on your YouTube page, maybe Bincom's YouTube page, and the person sees it, the person can report you to YouTube. YouTube will tell you to take it down, or can even delete it themselves. All right. Now, the thing is, if you have an habit of picking up people's videos and uploading it on your channel, or people are reporting you, YouTube gives you 3 strikes. After the third strike, you are given a lifetime ban, including, I'm sure it's including your IP address, but your account will be banned for life. All right, after just 3 strikes. So you need to be very careful. Facebook. Well, Facebook are very, very lenient on that. Facebook will tell you that you can use music snippets just like a sound, very short, maybe 10-20 seconds of music. You can just play in the background of whatever video you're creating, all right, so that you won't get into trouble. All right. Now, however, if you upload a video that somebody's own and you use it for now, in fact, you don't even need to use it for business. You can just upload it. Facebook can restrict that video from being seen in some countries. Why? Because of the copyright variation in different countries. So Facebook can restrict you. I've seen it happen before. I uploaded a video on the channel and Facebook told me this list of countries cannot view this video because it's somebody else's own. Note, I tagged the person that owns the video, but that does not mean it's not still copyrighted. All right. Now, it sounds really nice of you to tag somebody that owns a particular material, but the person can still, if the person is really wants to take the matter seriously, it can just tell you to pull his material down. It's not your own. That you tag me does not matter. All right. So we need to be very, very careful. Twitter. So for Twitter, note on social media, you've signed a copyright, you signed your will to your content to any of these social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Are we all with me? Am I still audible?
Yes, boss.
And can we see my screen? All right. Yeah. So
Yes, you are.
I'm sure a lot of us, are still on Twitter, even with the government ban. Don't let me talk about that too much. We are still on Twitter with tweet and all that. But this social media you signed, they can use your material for themselves. Twitter can pick your tweet or your video and use it for any promotion. It is part of the terms and conditions. But somebody else can just go on Twitter. Imagine, quick questions for you. Imagine you tweeted something very creative, and probably a week later, maybe you tweeted on maybe you're a sport person and they played a football match and you made a comment about football match, your tweets or a video, your tweets, and you're walking on the streets one day and you saw that tweet on somebody's clothes, can actually tell the person to pull that cloth off. Why? Because it is your tweet and it is creative. Now, that can be governed, right? There are some rules against that. You can't just say, okay, 10 clubs in England tweet about that and you expect to be covered. That tweet is not covered because it's not creative. So there must be an element of creativity in your tweets for you to be able to lay claim on it if somebody else picks it up. All right. And again, Twitter can tell you to pull a video or an image down if you violated a copyright law. All right. Same thing applies for blog. So for blog, there was a news. I don't know if anybody heard the news. There was a lady, and she said she was an intern. She was one of the people that created Spotify music app or something. I don't know if anybody heard that news. Who heard the news? Anybody? Nobody?
So I didn't get what you said.
I said there was a lady that complained on social media, I think a week ago or days ago, that when she was an intern, she was the one that created the Spotify, whatever, the app and all that, and she was not given credit for it. I don't know if anybody saw that news.
Okay. No, I did not.
Okay, so the news was out, and the truth is she does not write. Why? Because she was working under an organization. Any content you, in fact, it is in your terms and conditions. Any content you create for that organization within that period of time, you cannot lay claim to it. It is their own creative work because you are employed, all right, you're paid for it, right? So the same thing, you cannot lay claim on something you created for a company that you worked with last year, right? Because it's their own, all right? Same thing for blog content. You can just pick, I already spoke about that. You can't pick up somebody's blog content and paste it on it. It is wrong. They can look for you. All right, so a very general question I'm sure a lot of us have in mind is a meme a violation of copyright rules? All right, so, well, that kind of performance, as you can see, or that very, very common meme you use could actually be violating copyright laws. These pictures that I gave the sample here are pictures taken up from somewhere, from probably a movie, and just somebody screenshotted it or something, right? And you use this image. Two things can happen. Okay, three things can happen. Number one, the owner of the image, for example, is this Popo? Yeah, Popo. We know Popo, right? I need to be sure we all know this person. Do we all know this person on my screen?
No, I don't know him.
You don't know him? Interesting. Are you sure you're in Nigeria? Who knows?
Which one is Popo and which one is Aki?
So that's the question. So who can identify this particular person? Which of them is okay, the same person. So is this Popo or Aki? Okay, I thought you said you don't know. All right, so this is Popo. All right, so if you use this image to market your business, two things can happen. Number one, Popo can say, you are using my picture. Imagine you are using Davido's picture, probably maybe a picture you did, maybe you just screenshotted somewhere was talking and you just said, if you want to look like Davido with this is fine chain, patronize me and buy this chain. You get to soup for that. You know, because you are using this picture to market your product. So Popo can sue you. That's Osita or Simi, Osita something. I'm not sure of the surname. Then the owner of the movie can actually sue you also because they employed Popo to do the movie. They paid him for it, right? So they can sue you for using a picture from their movie to market your product. Now, the only way memes or even any other material can you can escape copyright laws is when it is used fairly. They call it the law of fair dealing, fair use act. This is when now there are some criteria that makes you fall under fair use, right? For example, if you create this meme, how many of us have ever posted a meme with Popo? If you have ever posted, just unmute your mic and say, yes, I have. Any meme that includes maybe one of his pictures? Anybody?
Many times.
Okay, man, it's only one person. So all of us here, I've never posted. Most of us here have never posted Popo as a name.
I have. I raised my hand.
All right. So yeah, the truth is, it depends on what you are doing with the name. If you're just posting it on Twitter or on your social media just for fun, then you don't have a problem. They call it satire or parody. I'm sure most of us have heard about parody, or in the news, if you're reporting in news or you're criticizing, maybe you're criticizing Buhari and you post Buhari's picture and say, this man, sorry. Let me move on from that. Or you're making a review about something, all right? Or you're just making a joke out of something. That can fall under fair dealing or the Fair Use Act, all right? But if you are using it to market a product, you're selling a business and you use somebody else's picture, video, music, that does not fall under fair dealing because you are making money out of the person's property, right? You're making money out of the person's property. So the person can report you to the rights people that would enact the law. So that does not fall under fair dealing. It's only when you're just using it for a joke or you're just posting it on your page without telling people to buy something or pay something concerning it, then that can fall under fair dealing. So we really need to be very, very careful. I think I'll have more time for questions soon. All right, so top tips to protect your creation. In case you have a particular product, there's a video you're creating or you're into music here and you want to ensure that your product is safe online and nobody just copies your product. Just listen to me briefly. Number one, use the copyright symbol with your name next to your work. All right, you can just put a watermark on probably your video or your picture. That is why every organization will tell you if you're creating graphics for us, you have to put the logo. You have to put the logo of our you have to put the logo of our company on it or a video. You have to watermark it. Number
Alright.
two,
Mr. Damilare,
yes.
you have 5 minutes more.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just rounding up now. You may want to add digital watermarks on your video. I already talked about that. Only share low resolution images. Yeah. If the image is not really nice, nobody will steal it. Link your images and videos back to your website. Now, note, I said on social media, Facebook has the rights on your property. All right. So they can enact their law. If you report, they might choose not to pull the person's video down. They might choose not to. But when it is on your website, you have the right on your website, right? There's no rule that guides people. Nobody can say you cannot, somebody can steal your property. So if it's on your website, it is your own, right? If anybody steals it, you can sue the person easily without any problem. Now, keep track on the images you publish on social media platforms and where you publish them to. Finally, what should you do when you want to use a material online? Now, you see some of these images I picked up. This one, I picked them up from pixel.com. They are free stock images for free. You can get it there. Now, number one, copyright is owned because you created the content yourself. So the person created the content himself, maybe took a picture with his own camera. He owns that picture. That's why if you go to a studio to take a picture, the person will ingrain his or her logo on the picture. Who has ever noticed that? Who has noticed that? All right, and then quickly move on. A license has been granted, or you've bought the copyright. Yeah, that's the only way you can use. So you can probably maybe, for instance, you want to promote a business and you want to use Ramsey Noah's picture or Ake Apopo picture. I'm using that because it's very common. There's nothing bad in texting them, maybe text them on social media to ask for their permission. It's not really bad, right? They might just give you the permission to use their picture for your business, depending on what the business is. So far, it's not criminal. All right. So the third thing is the use of photo or video is considered fair dealing. Yeah. So if you are not, for example, this picture, even if I stole this picture, it's still under fair dealing because I'm not making money from this. Though it is risky, though. I never can say. Some laws could have changed. Right, but I'm not making money from this. And anyway, the picture is is a free stock, so I can use it for my business self. All right, so make sure the picture you are using it not for money's sake. If you are going to take anybody's picture without permission, and if you are going to use it for business, seek for permission. All right, so that's the end of my slide. Don't know if you have any questions you would love to ask me concerning this, so I can handle them before my time is up. Any questions?
Mine is not like a question per se. It's just I don't agree with what you said about if you are working for a company and then everything you do, everything you create during that period belongs to that company. I feel like it depends on maybe the material you used to create it. Maybe you probably use their laptop, or it was during your working hours. Okay, because you can actually have a side job. What if you have another job that you're working for, or maybe you have personal gigs you run? Doesn't mean that everything you do during, as long as you are working for a company, you're employed under a company, everything you do is explicitly for the company you're working for. So you just need to like clarify that it doesn't like work that way. That was one thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I think you got me wrong, all right? Or maybe I didn't clarify it enough. Yeah, definitely your gig during that period of time it's not the company's own. What I'm talking about is probably you created a blog post and you posted it on Bincom Dev Center or Bincom ICT, or you created a social media post, or you created a software for a client of Bincom. Sure, you understand? You don't own that software. You don't own that blog post. You don't own that graphics. In fact, the logo of Bincom is on it. It's Bincom's website. Is that clear? Not your personal gig or any other personal thing you do. Okay. Do you understand? Yeah. Yes. So I hope I've clarified that.
I have a question.
All right.
Okay, you made mention of copyright laws being different country to country. Say, for example, now, Justin Bieber is from Canada. Yeah. And you said copyright laws protect his materials for, is it 50 or 70 years?
50, yeah.
50 years. Okay, he's Canadian.
Okay, yeah, he's Canadian, all right. I think I've lost his voice.
Copyright laws protects that material.
I didn't get that. You said this Canadian, your voice broke off for a moment.
Okay, I'm saying Justin Bieber is Canadian. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And he produced a piece of work.
Yeah.
Which country's copyright laws would guide that particular work? Is it the country which he produced it in, or the country where he's from?
The country he produced it. So okay. If you pick his material and use it in Nigeria, right, it is the Canadian law that will be used for Canadian copyright law that will be used, not Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, because the person suing is created it in Canada or something. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, so in absence of any question, I have a question for everybody. So let's say on Bincom Dev Center social media page, can you use Davido's picture for a post?
No.
Yeah, no, because Bincom Dev Center is a business. But can you use it on your personal social media page? Maybe I'm just making jest of Davido. Maybe you did something that you don't like, then you post this picture.
You can do that.
Yeah, you can do that because you're either criticizing or doing it for free, not that you're collecting money for it. That falls under fair use. All right, so that is the end of my presentation today. I hope we have all learned something.
I have one more question, sorry.
All right, no problem.
So like during that period when Squid Game was trending, there are a lot of companies.
When what?
When Squid Games was trending, a lot of international companies were picking up using like frames from Squid Games and using it for memes. So you're meaning to tell me they must have gotten like the pass to do that?
All right. Well, it now depends on Squid Game themselves to, talk about it. Now, well, under fair use though, because fair use, this copyright, the law can be really elaborate. I just picked on it on the surface. Now, under Fair Use Act, the amount of content you use also is determined. It determines if it falls under fair use, but it cannot be ascertained. For example, Squid Game, as an example, it was a picture from a very long video, right? It's really short, right? They might not really need to enact the copyright law, but they can choose and drag the matter in court, to be honest. They can actually choose to do that, right? So, but the best thing is whatever material you are using, number one, if you don't get a permission for it, make sure it's under fair use. And number three, dig into the copyright law properly. Know every single detail, because a single word, it will go through all the detail, and a single word can just make you put you on the wrong side of the law. Right? So you need to get a lawyer to go through the copyright law properly. So that you be careful. Yeah, your question is right. I saw a whole lot of it, and I could do a research. I'll do a research on that truly. And maybe get back to everybody on Slack concerning that particular one, because I noticed it also.
Okay.
All right. Any other question? Let me stop sharing my screen. All right. In the absence of any questions, I will answer now. I'll be back to Jacob. I think I'm done with my presentation.
Okay, thank you, Damilare.
Yeah.
So Damilare is a social media videos on the Slack channel. The link is there. You can go and give it a like and drop comments. Damilare.
Yeah.
Don't forget to release the full version, as you said.
Yeah. So no, I was actually saying that that's just a clip notes, but this is the full version I just did. So I'll be getting the link from the YouTube and adding it. So I'll just tell people to watch the full version on the Bincom Dev Center YouTube page. Am I in line?
It's okay. It's okay.
Damilare, I did feel your presentation at the day.
So, Mubarak, thank you very much.
Jacob,
bringing the KG to an end for today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.